Hello everyone, this is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and you know what? Life's just not fair sometimes. I was going to end the day on a happy note, or the night, because I record these videos at night. I was going to end that, yeah, DoorDash got sued and they're settling and they're changing some of the things they're doing and I can finally appeal the deactivation and other people can do it too. And Uber, they just have to keep ruining my good mood. Why do you do this, Uber? So, what am I talking about? Well, you know all those promotions you used to get? You know how they suddenly stopped and I made a video where I incorrectly assumed Easter was last weekend and I got so much flack for it. I know I did. I'm sorry. But I just laughed because once I realized the mistake, I knew it was coming. But anyway, you know how I made that video? It was like, I wonder if the Uber promotions are over, and some people claim that they had gotten theirs, and many claim that they didn't get theirs anymore. And I have not gotten any promotions since then. And I live in the area where promotions are definitely needed. And of course, on the first weekend, we don't have any promotions. Guess what? Surge was through the roof. And it kind of reminded me why I probably didn't like the promotions very much in the first place. Because yes, I could make $200 that day, but I would much rather make $125, $250 in 4 hours than $200 in 8. I don't know. And sometimes you could get that much in 5. I mean, it was just watching the surge spike was beautiful. It was a beautiful thing, and it's like I almost don't care if the bonuses never come back, although maybe the daily morning ones can come back if they want. I don't know. But I thought that Uber ended them because it was costing them just way too much money to deal with this. And it turns out that might not even be the case, because some new reports have come out that there was a program Uber developed called Hell. And this is very similar to the Greyhound or Grey Fox, whatever the heck it was called. That was actually one of the few Uber stories I didn't cover, and I feel bad that I didn't cover it. But anyway, I'm not missing out on this one, where let's just call it Grey Fox. I know that's like a Metal Gear Solid reference, but let's just call it Grey Fox. Grey Fox was basically using data and information to fool the cops that cops couldn't find them in sting operations and stuff. It was really, really creepy. But this Hell program, I don't know if you could consider it worse. At least it wasn't evading law enforcement, but it was deceiving us. And what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to link to the article below because they described it in way better detail than I ever could. But the program found a flaw in the Lyft app and found that it could track our usage of the Lyft app through our unique ID number, which doesn't change, much like it doesn't change for Uber, I want to add. And they found the loophole, and what they did was they could now view what you and I were doing with the Lyft app, and they could determine which people were double dipping, putting both the apps on the same time, which ones were doing Lyft more than Uber, and they were using this information. And based on that information, you know, select scientists and higher ups at Uber, this wasn't even a company-wide thing. In fact, it was nicknamed Hell because it was the opposite of the God view on, it's the opposite of the God view that, you know, Uber has for the passengers. But this was way worse because they were spying on our Lyft apps without our permission. I'm not going to edit anything. I'm actually just going to pause for a moment. They were looking at our Lyft activity without our permission. Sometimes when I'm doing a story, the gravity of the situation weighs on me and I don't know what to do or how to respond to it. And I don't edit these things out because I want you to see me actually getting upset. Not only because it's entertaining apparently, but because just in case the situation ever goes to court, there is a YouTube video where it is really dawning on someone for the first time that their privacy was violated without their permission. And I want that info out there. I want that video footage out there just in case some lawyer needs it. So There, if this is being viewed in a courtroom, that's why I didn't edit this out. But wow. So, okay. So Uber spying on me through the Lyft app, how I conduct my business. I am an independent contractor. I can choose where to work. Uber, DoorDash, Postmates, or Lyft, or Caviar. You have no right to look at that. You have none whatsoever, Uber. Absolutely none. So here's the thing. Those promotions, all those promotions we were getting, they were not there because they liked us. Not that I ever assumed that they were. And they were not there because they decided they needed to subsidize us because we weren't going out in droves because, you know, I mean, that's probably true, but they weren't doing it because of that. No. They were doing it because they saw we were driving for Lyft and they didn't like that. So they did something to lure us over to Lyft. Yeah, that actually happened. And that's why the promotions disappeared. It's so interesting. This discovery was made 1 week after the promotions ended. Now, some people say they still got their promotions, but many more people said that they didn't get their promotions. And they ended without notice. They ended without notice. And here's why they ended, folks. Because Uber, probably through a journalist who was trying to get a comment on them from this, knew that the story would break. So, they discontinued the promotions. It was just a temporary thing. And they are going to deny anything ever happened. Even though we now have documented evidence that this program did exist. Lyft has been very nice. I know they're trying to overtake the world too in terms of business sense, and you know, they are trying to get this freeway tax thing passed as well, which is, you know, if this wasn't a family-friendly show, Lyft, I'd give you the finger for that. I would, but it is. And, yeah. So, Lyft, they just had one thing to say, which they said, we are in a very competitive business. However, if this is true, it is very disturbing. You're too nice! So, I'm not going to use Uber for a little while. I make good money on it. Not going to lie, I do. But, yeah, I think a line was just crossed. I think a big line was just crossed. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, you don't like your employers, but you work with them because you like the money that they give you. You don't like them, you don't like their business practices, but hey, they're paying you, so you're going to do it. And then you find out your boss followed you home a few nights and was watching your habits through the window and, you know, wrote your schedule around what he saw in your personal life because he saw what things were important to you at what times, and he decided, you know what, I would rather they be here than doing those things. Makes you feel a little violated. Kind of does, not gonna lie. Amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Can we get another lawsuit started for spying on us? Now, for the record, no, I probably won't stop driving for Uber completely. I'm not that naive. I'm going to have to take a break. I'm definitely going to have to take a break. However, on the positive side, because of this, them taking away the boosts and all that, well, guess what? The surge is back. The surge is back, and now there's a lot of money to be made in a very short amount of time. And of course now, Lyft lets us see when we actually have a primetime ride, which means I will be using Lyft way more than Uber during the surge nights because I actually know when I'm getting a primetime ride. And Lyft's primetime, in many ways, are more lucrative than Uber's surge because they can easily climb to 200% in no time. And now that these promotions are gone, and now that Uber will probably not be using promotions for a while if they haven't completely discontinued by now, because they don't want anyone to think that they're trying to cover it up, that means the customers are going to be paying for the surge, which I'm not defending Uber by any means, but if you're a real business, that's how it should have always been. Uber should have never been paying those boosts because the customers should have been paying it. That's how business works. Uber lost all that money, spent all that time, all that effort, not because they were lacking drivers on the road. It was just another way to kill Lyft. Lyft is worth $7.5 billion. That's almost 8. They could be worth a couple $1 billion more. And if they go public, they could be worth way more, actually. If they can actually make money. And Lyft is now officially looking like the good guy. Some people have stated that it's going to be more than Lyft to just look like the good guy. They have to have a better product. And you know what? Lyft's product, I think, could probably use a little polish. I'm not going to lie. But they are getting so much better at it. They are getting so much better at it. So not only are they the good guy now, but very soon they're going to have a much more polished product. They're going to be going public. They're going to be raising real money. They're going to be making real money. And all this information comes while we're just looking at Lyft finally being a true player in this. We find out that you are spying on your drivers without permission. Looking at their other apps. What else are you looking at, Uber? Are you looking at my photos? You're looking at my Pokemon Go activity? Looking at my pictures of Tabitha? Looking at the engagement ring I almost got her? Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm upset. Super upset. Not going to edit any of this out. Because I want people to see it. And I know there's going to be comments, which I may disable. I may disable the comments because they're so toxic sometimes in sensitive situations like this. I know there's going to be comments, though, that say, you're a wimp, Uber doesn't care. You know what? I've heard it before. I don't care. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it any less wrong. You know what? Whatever point I was trying to make, I think I'm just going to have to end it right here because I'm going to actually go scream. I might even cry. It's weird. It's really not that they were monitoring my Lyft activity. It's that they were willing to do that. And there is some personal stuff on the phone that's precious to me, and it's only meant for me. And it's not porn to all you perverts out there. I don't have any naked pictures on my phone. None whatsoever. But screw it. Video's over.